the pitfall is that everyone thinks they understand Star Wars. Everyone thinks they know it. And to a certain extent, they're right. Everyone does
Everyone
know it.
working on it. Everyone who gets a chance to work on
Everyone.
it.
These
Everyone in
guys,
the fan.
everyone here.
You
Everyone
guys know a
thinks
lot
they know
about
it.
Star Wars, right? Yeah.
They all think they know it. And you know what? They're all right. But they're all right in their own way.
Right.
You know? Like some people look at Star Wars and they say, okay, a lot of charm, a lot of humor, and some explosions. And they're right. That's there. And you need those things. Some people look at Star Wars and go, I see the Iliad. I need those elements, you know. Some people look at Star Wars and see Wizard of Oz. Some people see Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe. Some people see Casablanca. Some people see all these different elements because George basically cast a wide net and brought it all under the umbrella of Star Wars.
I see What About Bob? Is that a problem?
You're wrong.
Oh, so I am the one that's wrong. So
the one guy, and he's hosting this show.
That's right. That's right. Yes, uniquely qualified to be here on the show talking to Sam Witwer.
What's interesting is that there was some producer from 20th Century Fox that was recently interviewed by Rebel Force Radio. I don't remember his name. I can't remember. We all know his name. He's one of the producers of Star Wars, but he didn't go on to Empire.
Charles Lippincott.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he said something really interesting. He said, I got out when the getting was good. And they're like, well, what do you mean? He's like, well, Star Wars really went downhill when they got that Muppet.
And he started talking
when they got
about
that Muppet.
Yoda. They put a Muppet in Star Wars.
And it all went downhill.
Ridiculous.
And then when he was told, they're like, that Muppet.
Wrecked the set, Yeah.
They said that Muppet is actually one of the fan favorite characters of all time. In fact, one of the favorite characters in film history. And he goes, really?
That's ridiculous. You people have no taste.
And talking about not being, keeping up with current events. But for him, he said Star Wars was always a Kurosawa thing, and it was Hidden Fortress. And when it stopped being that, they lost it. It wasn't Kurosawa at all in the next one. And you're like, well, that's what it was for you. Yeah. And it did have those elements. And those elements did sort of persist, but just in a lesser extent. So when that happened for you, it didn't work.
Right.
Star Wars has become 50 different things. Now, the whole key to getting this movie right is, can you bring it all in?
Right.
Can you have all of those elements? Can you, not just the charm and the jokes and the explosions, can you really have some meaningful character development? Can you have some meaningful mythological, thematic stuff that's going on, which George was so good at? Like, okay, let's talk about prequel critics.
Sure.
They all have a point. They really do. But mythologically and thematically, those movies were right in line with the other three. They really were. And for me, and I'm going to say this, and I'm probably not going to be very popular for saying this, I would rather have a movie that had its thematic heart in the right place and really had something to say than a charming effects reel.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it possible, right? You mentioned that someone has to bring all of the charm, all of the action, all of the symbology, all of the different elements together to please everyone and what Star Wars is to everybody else. Is that even possible to meet all the expectations of everyone?
No.
Right.
Entirely impossible. All that I would ask, and they got, Lawrence Kasdan writing the damn thing. So I think that they're, they have some really talented
They're definitely
people.
stacking the deck, right?
They do, right? So I'm not sitting here all concerned. I'm just sitting here as that if I did have a concern, it would simply be pay attention to what all of it is, including the prequels. Pay attention to what the prequels actually did right, because the ideas are very, very sound. J.J. Abrams seems to have no problem making charming movies with characters that have great senses of humor. So great, awesome. Now underpin that with,
as you mentioned, the
Joseph
Iliad.
Campbell stuff.
Joseph Campbell, right.
Exactly. Really underpin that with some meaningful stuff and have a significant thematic through line that really follows through, because that was the prequel's strong point.
Yeah. Well, what advice do you have for Star Wars fans then going in with all that expectation and all that hype, going into the movie theater in December of 2015?
Good
Any
luck.
advice?
Good luck. Chill out and watch the movie they're actually giving you rather than the movie you want in your head. That's not going to help anyone. The kids that see this are the ones that are actually going to be watching the movie. We're going to have a hard time doing it. Watch the movie they're giving you.
Yeah.
And I bet there's going to be some really great stuff there.
Now, that's funny. This is a conversation that you and I have a lot, which is that it is hard to make this stuff.
It's so
We're working
hard.
on The Force Unleashed. It's like, well, is this the right decision or is
Dude.
that the right decision? Because I don't think Vader would ever actually say that.
Oh, my God.
Well, no, he would. Sometimes he uses contractions. Sometimes he doesn't.
But you're doing all this under a time crunch.
That's right.
Always.
And there's a real budget and a real schedule, and oh, we
Absolutely.
need to fix this, 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 and this. Okay, well, we can afford to fix 2 of those.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Right.
You know, anytime that, you know, hell, I'm being human a million times, I'd watch an episode and then I'd read a fan reaction and we had missed something. And it's like, yes, we did miss that. We did. But you never saw the things that we didn't miss because we fixed them.
Right.
And we were busy fixing those,
Yeah.
and we were sacrificing this in favor of this. We had to do it. This is what we had time for. The end.
Right.
You know,
It's art. It's not science.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, I mean, the fact that the original trilogy works as well as it does is a miracle.
Right.
It's incredible that it worked that well. So if the fans are going in sharpening their claws, they're going to find something to be angry at.
Right.
They're going to. If they go in and just say, well, show me what you got. Show us what you actually did. They have a better chance of enjoying it.